Jesus walks on water, the spirit that dominates matter. Kardec teaches that Jesus, a pure spirit in perfect harmony with divine laws, had complete mastery over universal fluids, which are the basis of all creation. By walking on water, he did not violate the laws of gravity, but acted upon the subtle forces that sustain matter, manipulating cosmic fluid with absolute knowledge and moral purity. The phenomenon, therefore, is spiritual before being physical, a natural effect of higher causes, understood by a being who has already transcended human limitations. Matter, Spiritism teaches, is merely the condensation of universal fluid under different degrees of density. Jesus, knowing the laws of this fluid, could temporarily alter the vibrational density of his own perispirit, making it lighter and more subtle. By doing so, he reduced his interaction with earthly gravity, sustaining himself on the liquid surface without sinking. There is nothing supernatural about this process. It is merely matter obeying higher consciousness. Modern physics offers enlightening analogies. Experiments demonstrate that energy waves can alter the physical state of material systems, and that invisible force fields sustain particles in suspension. Similarly, Jesus operated at a vibrational level where spiritual energy directly interacted with matter, controlling its density. Gravity did not cease to exist. It merely became secondary to the fluidic force of the spirit. The quantum physics of consciousness reinforces that the observer modifies the behavior of matter by the simple act of perceiving and interacting. Jesus, whose consciousness was united with the divine mind, created realities instantly through intention and the purity of his vibration. What the disciples saw as a miracle was, in fact, spiritual consciousness acting upon the physical plane, revealing that spirit is the cause and matter, the effect. Spiritual neuroscience shows that elevated states of consciousness alter the physiology of the body, reducing the specific weight and energy density of biological fields. Mystics and yogis report sensations of lightness, levitation, and expansion during deep meditation. These experiences are pale reflections of what Jesus accomplished to a supreme degree: the full partial dematerialization of the body, a phenomenon compatible with the fluid laws of the universe. Kardec explains that Jesus did not perform such acts to prove power, but to teach through the living image the lesson of faith and trust. Upon seeing the Master walk on water, Peter also tried to do so, and sank when he felt fear. Fear is the moral density that binds us to matter. Faith is the spiritual lightness that elevates us above it. The episode is, therefore, a physical parable of the victory of consciousness over illusion. Transpersonal psychology interprets the sea as a symbol of the collective unconscious, the field of emotions, fears, and desires that stir the human soul. Walking on water is to transcend the unconscious, to master internal forces, and to maintain balance on the surface of life. Jesus, by doing it literally, showed what every being can spiritually achieve when faith replaces fear and love replaces doubt. Energetic biology confirms that the human body emits electromagnetic fields sensitive to emotion and thought. When the spirit reaches full harmony with the Creator, these fields align in such a way that the body responds as if it were light, cohesive, obedient to will. Jesus lived in this state permanently. His body was an instrument of the divine soul, and matter bowed before his vibration of love. Kardec emphasizes that Jesus never intended to found a religion of mysteries, but a science of the soul. His extraordinary actions were living lessons of spiritual laws, which humanity would understand later with the progress of reason and science. Walking on water is the perfect synthesis of spiritist revelation. The spirit is superior to matter, and love is the force that balances both. Today, the science of unified fields seeks to understand the forces that maintain the cohesion of the universe. Spiritism adds that these forces are expressions of divine love, and Jesus, by mastering the fluids, demonstrated the perfect communion between intelligence and love. There is nothing magical or impossible. There is only spiritual science in action. Understanding the episode in which Jesus walks on water is to understand that faith is a real vibrational force, capable of elevating the spirit above any abyss. Christ did not come to abolish the laws of nature, but to reveal them in their most sublime expression, the love that sustains everything. If this reflection has brought you serenity and faith, share it. Because understanding the phenomenon in which Jesus walks on water is to recognize that the soul illuminated by faith can overcome all the storms of life.